it's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're another episode of VSW Podcast. Tonight, we have a very special guest. Once again, Booker, pro wrestler, and now champion, Johnny Primer. Welcome.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to be back. You invited me again, and it was a pleasure talking to you last time. I know you also talked to my wife, the lovely Meg Lavelle. So, it's just I'm excited to be here. And yeah, nice shiny new belt, MPW Hardcore Champion.
Look at that. That is beautiful. What a sight, I also talked to your other champion too, Perry Von Vicious. He was on my show. He was talking great things, MPW. So much transpired that first night. Me and your wife talked a little bit about it. Such a great evening, full of magic.
There was a lot. Yeah, there was 10 matches, I think. There was a lot. And I know she might have not covered all of them, but I went out there to watch most of the matches because that's just what I do. And the only one I didn't see was the one right before my match because, I was getting ready for my match and knowing that I was going to be going through hell in that hardcore match. So I didn't really get a chance to watch it. So.
And just having, Tatanka there and just being on that land, it just seemed like a magical time. And everybody that, met him and did the meet and greet said he was just one of the greatest, people to do a meet and greet with, like just very nice, humble.
He was super nice. Like he came in and thought it was going to be more intimidating than it was. I met him probably 11 years ago and I was still very, very young. So in the business. And then when he came in, he was super nice and very cordial and actually talked to me about stuff. And it was pretty fun.
That's great. He was, like I said, and I said it before, I'll say it again. He's one of those people, that really kind of caught me in around 92, 93 in wrestling because there was nobody else with that gimmick. There was nobody else rocking the Native American gimmick. Chief J Strongbow was already well gone by then. And when I caught a glimpse of it, I was like, wow, this is colorful. This is great. And he's somebody that I just followed, throughout that kind of, I don't even know what they call that era, but it was the era right before Attitude Era. Right up until he, left WWE, I kind of watched Tatanka. And then I caught him a little bit on the indie scene, and I follow him on social media. But just one of those guys, like I said, he's still all about wrestling. He still enjoys it. It's a passion.
Yeah, and it's good to see that some of the older guys got that passion still, because I know some of the young guys that are in the business that don't have that passion and they're just going through the motions, and that's not the kind of thing that you want to see.
No, I've noticed that. That's not a trend that I've kind of noticed, that there's people that are in the industry now, but it's not because they grew up watching wrestling. It's not because they were passionate fans. It's they like it for the sport of it, or B, they think it's, it's a part-time pastime or something just to make some extra money. Not everybody. Of course, you're still going to have a lot of diehard, but I see kind of a trend of some people coming in just, like you said, kind of just going through the motions. They don't have the passion behind. They don't have, 20, 30 years dedicated to watching pro wrestling. They're just kind of casual fans, which is fine. But before it was all like people, I grew up, watching this one and that one, and I just wanted to be like him, or the dream of, being at WrestleMania got them to, the indie scene or whatever it might be.
Yeah, and I know that happens. And as I said last time we talked, I try not to focus on the negative stuff. Try to focus on, going forward and moving forward. And I mean, I don't think there was anything negative that happened at our show. I guess there was a power outage that I missed randomly for a minute or two. And that was the one negative, which if that's the only screw up for the whole show, I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was telling her, I had to do announcing one time for a show, and they gave me the music for the night was all on a CD. every track on that CD happened. I don't know how he burnt it. Was the American national anthem. So everybody had to come out to that song. But the one time that we actually needed it for the beginning for the vets, because it was very important, it skipped. 20 seconds into it, the CD just kept skipping. And then every other song after that was the national anthem. Everybody was just summing it up. There's a lot that can go wrong on the technical side of things. So if a power outage was it, I would say that's a plus.
I think so too. And I know we came on. I actually took notes this time so I could talk about the show we have upcoming April 19th on Friday in Skowhegan. We got the big Retribution coming.
I'm really excited for that. I've been seeing a lot of names being dropped that are going to be there. I've seen some matches that are going to be there. One of my favorite tag teams is going to be there. One of my favorite killers is going to be there. I mean, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, mentioning killers, he's actually on my team. It's me and Mason X versus JP O'Reilly and a mystery partner, which I still don't know who it is. JP's kind of keeping it on the hush hush, so I guess I'm gonna have to find out who his partner is when we get there.
I'm trying to think. It's going to have to be somebody intimidating because, I mean, well, you're the hardcore champion. You're hardcore. You're known for that. And Mason X is just a monster. I mean, who would even want to get in the ring with that? I mean, how do you even get to an opponent or get someone to say, "Hey, do you want to tag with me against Mason X?" They'll be like, "Oh no, I'm busy this weekend."
Why do you think I got him to come on my side? Like that was I wanted to secure the victory for the hardcore title. So me and Mason have had a past before. We've been off and on, talking, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, you want to come, help me?" And he doesn't like JP O'Reilly either, so why not? Why not join up with a monster instead of having him chase after you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He's definitely someone that I would want on my side. And the other, my favorite tag team, Dirt City Murder Crew. They're just one of those teams that have just done it for me in New England as a tag team and as a faction because there's been, multiple variations and different members kind of switching places. So I call it like a faction.
Yeah, I believe the incarnation we have is Montero and Divine, and they're going to take on POS, which is Mike McCarthy and Alexander Lee, and it's going to be the Let's Wrestle Tag Champions. So
Yeah,
Let's
and
Wrestle's
that's the
letting us
other thing.
borrow.
That's another thing I was super pumped about because I mean, I'm all for just promotions working together. I mean, a lot of them have the same wrestlers for the most part, and a lot of them are pretty friendly for the most part. So when you see these kind of cross things, for me, it's like a big pop. So I'm like, oh, there's a Let's Wrestle. Now it's on this show. That's awesome. So everybody that goes to this show, if they didn't know about Let's Wrestle, now they'll at least have an idea of what Let's Wrestle is. And the Let's Wrestle fans that want to see that title be defended are going to come to that show now.
Exactly, and as I said, we're not trying to ride the coattails of Let's Wrestle, but we like to work together. I've known Randy Carver for a long time, so why not just work together instead of like, well, we don't have to talk about the big two right now, but they're definitely butting heads at the moment. But you know what I mean? We don't want to do that around here because there's been enough of that in the past.
No, and what's that honestly leading anybody? It's just leading to a bunch of negative memes, talk, and BS of just wrestling looking more corny than it ever has.
Exactly,
And that's
like we
not the
all
image nobody wants to give. Everybody wants to give this professional image that, hey, we're here. We're here to make, whatever it is. We're here to entertain. We're here to have a good time. We're here to make you happy. We're here to, provide this. And we're going to do it at a professional rate without any of the BS, without the drama. You can leave all that at home.
I agree. And that's what we want to do here at MPW. We want to leave all that drama alone. And you said we had a big name on Indian Island, but we also got another big name coming. We got Chris Masters coming in for Retribution. So that's a big one.
That is definitely a big one. That's a great, pickup. And I haven't seen him wrestle in a little bit, but that's going to be a lot of fun. Do we know who his opponent is or no? Not
He's
yet.
taking on Wesley Pipes. I don't know if you've seen Wesley Pipes before. So he's the
Yeah,
muscle beast. He's a big dude.
I think I have. Sometimes I'll be honest, I do get lost in the main scene because there is a lot that kind of goes and it's kind of unnoticed. So you get all these names that you kind of like. I'm playing catch up all the time. With Maine, I do, and anyways, with Mass, sometimes I can keep up because I at least know like enough of the characters I can put things together. But with Maine, there'll be like a bunch of students or a bunch of new people, and I'll just be like, okay, wait a minute, I'm totally lost here. Who is everybody? Start
All right, I'm
fresh.
gonna set this title down real quick. It gets a little heavy, so we're just gonna
Oh
set it
yeah,
over there. There we go. Yeah, we Wesley Pipes is actually from Canada, so that's where he comes out of. And as I said, he's a big guy. I've known him for a long time. We got some other good matches here. We have the not Let's Wrestle. Sorry, pardon me. The MPW Tag Champions teaming up with the owner of MPW. They're going to take on Hyper Poutine from Crown and Main Wrestling, and they're going to team up with Ricky Williams. So a 6-man tag as well.
that's gonna be interesting. And I was seeing some things about that as well, being posted. Um, I'm a big fan of six, 3-on-3. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And what do you think about the own again in there?
Hey, I mean, they've been calling him out on, I don't know if you follow our social media, but a lot of them have been like, they have a problem with him. They have a problem with him. And he's going to solve it. Like, and I have his back on this one. Like, stop calling me out on social media. I'm sorry you didn't get your way. but it's wrestling. You're not always going to win, and
No, it's
they're
only been one
crying about
show.
it.
It's only been one show. They should honestly give it a little bit. You still got gripes in 6 to 8 months, then fine, I could see something. But one show, come on. But hey,
Right? I
if they
agree.
want to tango, they're gonna tango, and it's gonna be something to pay.
Yep. And we have another championship match that's going to be on there. And Perry Vicious is defending his title in a fatal 4-way against Eric Johnson, Jason Maverick, and Blade Bandit. So
Oh my!
yeah,
So
there's a
he's
lot of
right.
big guys.
Well, at least he's a fighting, defending champion.
That's what I like too. And like he did defeat Blade Bandit, but Blade's getting another opportunity here. And Eric Johnson's, been all over Maine, all over New England. And then Jason
Legend.
Maverick's one of those new and up and comers you got to watch out for. He's doing good things, and like he's fighting for the Let's Wrestle Championship very soon. So he's getting an opportunity for us too. So
Going to be
it's
going
just
against BRG, huh?
yep, BRG.
He's another one. He's a great wrestler. I'm excited for this because you're gonna have that rematch clause in there, kind of. So Blade Band is gonna be focused on Perry. They want that rematch, but then Perry, like you said, he's got to worry about another contender and another contender. And Eric Johnson, I think a lot of people sleep on him. They shouldn't. He's a legend out there.
I've been in the ring with him quite a few times, and I've underestimated him several times. And I mean, we've
It
been
was.
back and forth.
You want to talk? Let's wrestle champion. He was like this close to beating BRG. Like it could have happened.
He was Let's Wrestle champion.
Before, yeah, and then even just, currently.
Yeah, currently, yeah, he was close to beating him in the cage, and yeah, it's unfortunate for him
But
because
yeah,
I'm a
he's just a name synonymous out there. So he's another one that I wouldn't sleep on. Like if I was Perry, I know Perry. We had a good talking in Perry. He learned a lot in Japan. He's got a lot of good wrestling quality that I don't get to talk with people a lot of, because he has it's a very distinct style, and he's curated. He's taken it and molded it in such a way that it's beautiful.
it
We were
is.
talking about the progression and just how he, grew into everything and became that human monster truck. And then, it's just very interesting. But he's one of those wrestlers because he has that size and that the power moves, the Perry, when he picks people up and spins them. You don't see that often. That's one of those classic moves. You would think, when you used to be, you'd see stuff from the 50s and 60s where wrestlers would pick each other up and twirl each other in the ring and stuff. You don't see that anymore.
No, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get Eric Johnson up for that move. So Eric Johnson's a big guy, and I don't think he's going to go up for that Perry go round.
No, Eric might not take the right Blade, maybe, but I don't know if Eric will. Yes, but that's another thing. How do you got to have a backup move? If you can't beat somebody with your finisher, then you need to have another way to defeat that person, now don't you?
I think so. And also, we got someone that you're familiar with coming from up your area. Asana's coming. She's going to take on Spitfire Jesse Nolan.
That's going to be such a fire match. I was lucky enough to see those two go head to head in NCW once, and it was a clean house match. They had picture a hardcore match, but with cleaning supplies, so mops, brooms, spray bottles. If you clean with it, it was there, and they just beat the hell out of each other. And what a match it was! It was something spectacular. Asana is just one of those people that, when I first got into indie wrestling in 2017, she was at the first show I went to, and I just first of all, I wasn't used to seeing females wrestle because on the indie scene, because I wasn't in indie wrestling, and in WWE I hadn't been watching it. I wasn't watching main wrestling, so last time I saw women wrestle when I went into the indie show was the Attitude Era, and they really weren't wrestling. It was just kind of a show.
Yeah.
So when I saw someone get in there physical, and then when I could see, she was performing these mind-bending suplex after suplex, I just fell in love. And after in the intermission, I went and said hi, and she's such a sweetheart. She said hi back, how you doing? Got friendly, just really nice person. But I still wouldn't want to face her in the ring. In the ring, she's a dangerous person. And Jessie Nolan, she's no stranger either. She's another one that's just kind of been on this upward slope to greatness.
Yeah, either woman come out of that match as winning. I know that probably shouldn't be mentioning this, but eventually I believe MPW will be introducing a woman's title, so it'll definitely get forward momentum for either one of these women. Sorry, I hate using the term girls. Women winning this matchup.
Is this the first women's match in MPW?
Yes. Well, last we had Nakoma, but she beat the living snot out of Ricky Williams at the last show. So
Intergender match, yeah.
yeah, it
This is
was an
actually
intergender.
that's cool
Yeah,
too.
this
I
will
mean,
be our first women's match.
I'm a big fan of intergender. And speaking, I've seen Isana work some great intergender matches as well. When done right, intergender it's another art form all on its own. When done wrong, it's very bad, but when done right, it's amazing.
I've been in the ring with Jessie Nolan myself. Like it was me, her, and Blade in a 3-way, and that girl can hit hard, man. I'm telling you, like I definitely took her for granted, and she knocked me around a little bit.
Better be careful. She'll be coming after your hardcore title soon.
Yeah, you get a title, you get a target on your back. I know everyone's gonna want a shot at it, but that's
Are,
okay.
are you defending at this next show?
I am not. I'm in the tag team match. So
You just got one match duty. That's good. At least they're not doubling you up.
oh no. That would be hardcore match and then doing a tag match. I'm good on that one.
Be like WrestleMania night 1 and 2, but
Yeah.
only in 3 hours.
Yeah. I hopefully it's not 3 hours. It's definitely a shorter show than our last show.
The last show was the inaugural show, and you had what did you say, like 10 matches?
10 matches, yeah.
That's wild. And what was the crowd? Good crowd?
Yeah, it was about 316 people, I believe.
Wow, that's a good number.
It is for the state of Maine.
Inaugural show. I mean, very exciting though. Like I said, I always love seeing new promotions come up. It brings wrestlers in a new way, it shows them in a new light, and it gets them into a new story. People doing different things. Is there anybody that you have in mind that you want to actually wrestle out of there though?
Out here for my hardcore title?
Yeah, is there anybody that you're saying, hey, you know what? I'm the champion. I want to match with this one. I want to match with that one.
Oh, I have a short list. I know I've always wanted to work with Mike McCarthy. He's on that list. Logan Black's another one I'd like to work with. And of course, my friend, but my enemy at the same time, Alexander Lee. We've always gone back and forth, being friends, fighting. I'd like to work with him. Those are like the top 3, I think.
Those are your probably 3 most hardcore people too, though.
Yeah, they're a little bit
they can get up
loose.
And I especially Alexander. I've seen him in some pretty wild matches.
The last time we faced off against each other, I threw him in a kiddie pool full of thumbtacks. So, yeah.
You're going to feel that. No matter what you think about wrestling, you're going to feel falling into a pool of thumbtacks.
100%. There's no way that felt good.
unless you're into that sort of thing. But even then, it's still going to hurt somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to be something. Picking thumbtacks out isn't fun for anybody, I've heard.
No. I've seen people use Legos too, and that just makes me cringe.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if you saw that I went through some Legos. Yeah, that was not fun. Getting power bombed off the second rope through Legos on a table. No, thank you. I don't want to do that again. But
I mean, I walk through my house like the floor is lava, making sure I don't step on them. I couldn't imagine going through the cables with them and everything else.
They cut me up pretty good. So
yeah, they hurt. And they're so small too. They're just cringy. I think I like glass over Legos, honestly. Yeah, I'd rather take the glass. At least it'd be quick.
Yeah. What else do I got? Oh, I got one more match that I didn't mention. We've got the Crown of Maine Showcase match, which is going to be Wyatt Holiday, Lucha Kid, and Chad Casanova. It's supposed to be a 3-way, but Alan Prophet did some finagling and got himself put in that match, and now it's a 4-way. So, because we didn't have him on this show, he whined and complained to his lawyer, I guess, or some guy that looked like a lawyer, and managed to weasel his way onto our show. So we have to deal with Alan Prophet.
Crybabies is the trend now in wrestling,
It's what I've heard, but you know what? If he wants to show up and get knocked around by a couple of guys from up north, then I'm okay with that.
Hey, why not? More the merrier, I say. So you got a really nice looking card for this match. I have to say, I'm kind of excited. You got some different matches. You get the two tag team title matches.
One tag team title match and a 6-man tag.
Yeah, but the limitless Let's Wrestle's being defended and your tag team titles are being defended? Or
They're
no?
not being defended because it's a 6-man tag.
Oh, okay, I get you now.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, that's
But
fine. That's fine. But the world
yeah,
title's still being defended as well. And
yep,
and I like that. I don't think every title needs to be kind of put on the line every show. I grew up in an era where wrestling was actually only, main shows was only 4 times a year. I didn't have pay-per-views every month. I waited 3 months to see people fight. I watched stories brew on TV. I watched non-title matches, and then I would wait for that title match. I don't mind seeing that on the indie scene. I know some people like to just see title, 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 title. It's like, well, when you got so many titles, it's kind of like, okay, that's good, but there's other wrestlers that aren't in the title shots that can do great for that show that are kind of losing the spot because you're doing title, 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 title. You might not want them in the title match, so instead, like you said, you throw it into a 6-man. You still got your champions in there, but they don't have to defend.
right. And I think that gives them like a little more time to see who they're going to defend against. I mean, they did beat Hyper Poutine at the last show, so Hyper Poutine wanted to do this match against them, and then the other two guys kind of came in, so it almost was a tag title rematch. But then the other two came in, so now it's the 6-man tag, which is fine. Like I'm a big fan of 6-man tags. Like it gives something different because you see a lot of them on the indies, but you don't see a lot of good ones on the indies. Like I feel like sometimes 6-man tags like here's 3 guys who never team together. Let's put them against 3 guys who never team together.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm not for that. See, and same thing with tag matches. I need tag teams that work together, that have a name together, come out together. And same thing with the 6-mans. If it makes sense, then it makes sense. And in this case, like it makes sense. These people know each other. They've recruited somebody. You like in your match. You're not just teaming up with somebody random. You're teaming up with someone that's important, the most dangerous person probably on the roster. Um, stories need to make sense in wrestling. I feel sometimes it gets lost because of things change, and I get that, and you gotta just do what you gotta do. But I do like a good storyline.
I hate using it, but carb subject to change is a big thing in wrestling because life happens, stuff gets in the way, flat tires, whatever. Someone's injured, someone's sick. We try to avoid that as much as possible. I mean, there are backup plans in place always because you have to do that. But as I said, I'm still a little nervous about my match because I don't know who JP is bringing for his partner. So it could be JP knows a lot of people, so it could be anybody from anywhere. So yeah, I really hope it's not the person I think it is. So
While you have beef with some people.
no, not beef, but like some of the hardcore guys he knows, they're a little frightening. Like Jeff Cannonball, Matt Tremont. Um, there's a couple others that I forget their names. Joey Janela's another one that I'm a little afraid of. So
You're talking about like him bringing in potential like GCW real death match.
he
Talk about
could,
light tubes over the head and Nick Gage style wrestling.
he could. It's up
That
to him who he's
that
bringing.
would
So
scare
he
that
could
would
bring
scare
that
me
stuff.
too. So that yeah, I mean I could see that it could be anybody, it could be anybody. That's a that's a different thought.
It is, and it's tough to prepare for someone you don't know who's coming. Like I've been in the ring with JP a lot, so I know what he's bringing to the table. But this other mystery person, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean I know a few wrestlers that will go back and watch people's tape. Oh, this is how they work, and this is how they do their moves. Oh, look at their weaknesses here. Look how they like to boast after they do this move. You can kind of take advantage of these kind of things. If you don't know who you're facing, you don't know who you're facing. You know nothing.
Right? It's tough to go into it in that mindset, but I mean I have Mason X on my side, so at least I got my weapon. I have Marion Lawless with me as always, and you saw what he did to Ken Baskin at the last show. So, he's a little crazy as well. So,
He is. He sent him flying.
he did. Well, he shouldn't have tried to count the pin. Lawless is gonna have my back any point in the match, and he took it in his own hands to throw him through the table. So
we had Ken on the show too. That's a great choice for a ref. He's a good ref. I like him. Referees, like I said, they're part of the show. They're part of the match, and a good referee can make a match better, and a bad referee can ruin a match.
I've been in with both on both sides of that. Like I've had some referees that, didn't know what they were doing, and I've had really, really, really good referees.
I've seen refs try to like steal the show too. That's a really annoyance. Like when they all of a sudden like they turn into the like it's a triple threat match and they're the third wheel. And it's like, nope, go back to counting. You don't have a character. You're a ref.
That that's a big pet peeve of mine as well. Watching the ref try to be part of the match as well. Like I understand what refs are for, and I'm thankful for them being there to enforce the rules and do what they have to do. But when they want to be a wrestler, then maybe you should go train to be a wrestler, not be a referee.
I mean, you have your authority and you get your ranking. So like, Ken gets to be called senior referee. He's in charge. That's prestigious as a referee to be called head referee. But yeah, I mean, to just we talked about he doesn't believe in all that personality shit either. But some refs do. Some refs like to be, they come out to their own theme song and they got their own gimmick and they got their own thing going. It's like, why didn't you just become a pro wrestler?
I've never heard of a ref having their own entrance music. That's new to me. That's weird.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It is weird.
Wow.
When you announce the head ref and they come out with theme music, it's weird.
I bet that I would feel weird as a fan seeing that.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, why? I mean, I don't know. But, everybody is into something a little bit different, especially in wrestling. Everybody has their own idea of what wrestling should look like, would be, should be, how it is, how it should be run, who runs it, where it's ran, etc. But I'll tell you, I am excited for this next upcoming MPW show. And Friday couldn't. You said it's Friday night?
Yeah, it's on a Friday night. We're hitting a Friday, April 19th.
Coming soon. It is. It is. I had to put gates. I got like shows this weekend and on that weekend. I was just trying to figure out which Friday it would be. But you guys are right before the 20th, which means it's a great place to go to because you should spend the day in Maine and then all day on 420. Just stay in Maine because the weed is cheap and it's good.
And there's a lot of dispensaries around here.
So many, so many. I'm always mind blown every time I go to Maine because I mean Mass has a lot too, but not like that. Not like six on the same street. Not like and not in the same way. Like when you walk into a dispensary in Maine, it's like walking into a friendly family place. Like you walk into one here, it's like walking into like a hospital setting or a jail setting. It gets weird. People like they look at you funny. They're not too friendly. I've been to the main dispensary. They're like, "Oh, how do you like this? How does this work for you? Do you want to do this? Like, try this, try this. This works for me." They get like they sit and actually like talk with you and chill.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, Maine is way ahead of its time. So they've been doing the whole medical scene and rec scene a little bit longer than Mass, but it's always a pleasure to go there. Plus, there's a huge price difference in Pod for people that don't know. Mass has a huge surcharge compared to Maine.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because just like I said, where it's at and being so many dispensaries, you guys can bring that price down. But I always like to go out there and stock up. But it's always a good time. Like I said, I like to go to shows, spend the weekend out there. There's a few hotels in the Freeport area. I usually like to stay in Freeport. It's a good area. My wife likes to do some shopping. I can send her out for the day, and then I can go and kind of do what I want to do.
Well, that's good. Are you going to come visit us on this show? Are you going to make an appearance? Is that what you're telling
Yes,
me?
yes, I think I am. I think I am on my way up there. I was
Awesome.
talking to her, and she
Awesome.
was talking about it, and yeah, I think I am going to be on my way up for the 19th. Yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to see Mason X since I interviewed him back when I did the Kill City. Plus, there's so many other people that I know and love on this card. Definitely should be getting out there this 2 weeks, well, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow. Yep.
And well, where? I mean, I don't have a ticket yet. Where can I buy this ticket?
So you can get your tickets on Eventbrite, as always. We like using that site. And also, Moon Shadow Piercing in Skowhegan, Maine is carrying our tickets for us. We do have a couple of VIP left and a few front row left right now. So, and plenty of general admission as always.
I'll make sure to get on that. What's the difference between the VIP and the front row?
So VIP, you get a meet and greet with Masters. And the front row, you just get a front row seat. Also, VIP, you get to come in early, get to pick. Like certain people like to be in certain spots. You know what I mean? Like when you come in for a front row seat, certain people like to sit in the middle or on the end. So you get to come in and pick your seat before the other front row people come in.
Well, yeah, you want to make sure you're facing the hard cam so you can see all the good stuff.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, you're right. Some people do like their seats, and like especially photographers or anybody that's taking media, there's certain lighting and stuff. But so VIP is the way to go then. Plus, you get Chris Masters, get in there a little early. Can't go wrong with that.
And also in the VIP, you get a chance to win. I don't know if you're a collector, but a signed figure from Chris Masters as well. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, I am a
yeah,
collector, boys. Unfortunately,
yeah. We've
uh,
gone over this. I am too.
yeah, I think we've talked. I think we've talked about it.
Yep.
It's one of those things. It's kind of bittersweet. It's good, but it's not good. Who was I telling? I think I was telling your wife I went into was it Marshalls, and I ended up finding all the Series One Superstars figures for like
Oh, nice.
$5-6 compared to the 20 that Walmart had them for.
Yep.
And I grabbed like a bunch of the Bray Wyatt ones because they had like for some reason a surplus of Bray Wyatt figures. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Those should be sold by now.
Right.
But that's the collector in me. I'm like, well, I'll take one to open. I'll take one to keep safe. I'll take one to put away for later. And like, I end up with 4 of the same figure. It's crazy.
All right. So you're coming. So at the community center, 39 Poolin Drive, Friday, April 19th, MPW Retribution. As I said, you can get them at Moonshadow Piercing or Eventbrite. And there's a couple VIPs. There's a few front rows, plenty of general admission. Got a heavyweight title match, a women's match, a 4-way, Let's Wrestle Tag Champs, the 6-man tag, me and Mason X versus JP and his partner. And then we got Pipes versus Chris Masters. And my match, I forgot to mention, is Tornado Tag. So I forgot to mention that. We're doing Tornado Tag style. Make it a little different. You know what I mean? Not a lot of tornado tags around.
So now it can really be wild on who he picks for a partner. Cause
yeah, that's what. Yeah, yep.
All hell can break loose in one of those matches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid of it, but I'm looking forward to it at the same time because who knows who he's gonna pick. And I'm excited for all the matches. I'm that 4-way for the heavyweight title. There's 4 very solid wrestlers in that match.
And I want to see how Perry does defense, his first title defense.
First title defense, he's got 3 guys coming at him. That's a tough title defense right off the bat.
That's what makes or breaks you.
Sure will, but I don't know. Perry's a good champion. He's a fighting champion. I don't know who to put my money on this one. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I like the Human Monster Truck Saws. I think he's prepared. I think he knows what he's doing. But it's wrestling. Anything can happen. And he doesn't have to be pinned to lose.
Exactly, and that's the wild card right there.
That's the wild card that people forget about these fair fights. That the champion doesn't actually have to lose the match. He can get tied up with Blade Bandit, and somebody else can kind of sneak the win.
Yep.
And you got to watch rivalries. You got to watch everything. You got to watch your surroundings. There's minor friendships. There's minor enemy. Everything. Anything can happen in a 4-way.
Anything, and that's the big prize. That's the top one. That MPW title is on the line. So you have to grow eyes in the back of his head to watch all that chaos.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it all. Plus, you get the women's match and so much more. And I said, get there a little bit early, get the meet and greet. Can't wait. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for, like I said, talking the show. I can't wait to see it all take place.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me, and I hope to see you on the 19th. We'll have to meet up and chat a little bit in person this time.
Definitely. Look forward to it.
All right, man. Have a great one, dude.
Have a great night. And thank you, everybody at home, for watching as well. 19th, it's going to be on MPW Wrestling. Check out the links below to get your tickets now at Eventbrite. Versace Stoner.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. by the balls.